Welcome back, everyone, to another Stock Market Open Live. Okay, so a few things that we really want to watch today are, first of all, how is the market going to react to the report that we got from AMD yesterday? Really, it was a good report. This is a company that produces major cash flow. Of course, it's not an NVIDIA, but it does give you a little bit of a hint for what happens when you get even a smidgen of pain in terms of forecast numbers. It's crazy. I mean, yesterday you missed on what's it called? Your margin forecast Q4 by 20 basis points. Big deal. You missed by 66 basis points on your Q4 forecast on revenue. Stock down for that by now 8%. So quite a bit of a hit here. And now I know we've got Lisa Su is actually on CNBC right now. Let's take a brief listen in here.
Could you make the case that actually you are a strong number two and getting stronger?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I am a huge believer in AI. This is really the beginning of, what I like to call it an AI super cycle. We believe AI is going to be in every aspect of computing, whether you're talking about, the large clouds, enterprises, you're talking about the edge, or you're talking about, PC clients. And you need all different sizes of compute for that. And that's exactly what we have. We're at the beginning of the cycle. And, as we said at the top of the program, we started with our MI300, AI GPU, just about, 10 months ago. We announced it in December of last year. We said, hey, we think revenue will be about $2 billion. And we knew that this is at the very beginning, but we've had just incredible partnerships across all of, the cloud, the largest hyperscalers. We made great progress with Meta, with Microsoft, with Oracle, with a number of AI players. And we're going to continue to do that, going forward. So I think AI is really at the beginning. And, our goal is to be a very, very strong overall compute provider into that space, and really partnering with the largest vendors in the industry.
Lisa, I know it's not that large a part of your business, but the gaming sector seems to be giving some people issues this morning in terms of at least what appears to have been a sizable miss in terms of what analysts who follow the company anticipated. What can you tell us about what you're seeing there?
Yeah, that is something we did see. Let's listen to this briefly.
It is true. So if you look at the third quarter, we saw strength, higher than expected revenue in data center, higher than expected in client. Actually, a good recovery in our embedded business, which is, one of the ones that serves the broad markets. And in gaming, we were a little bit lower than expected. It is really just where we are in the cycle. I mean, the gaming business is a good business for us. We are very dependent on game console sales, and I think we are in the latter part of the game console cycle, which is as expected. But overall, I think when you look at the growth drivers around data center, around AI, around PCs, and a recovery in embedded, we're actually seeing lots of positives. And that's the beauty of our model, frankly, is that we have such a broad product portfolio that
Lisa is very excited. Okay, we got to talk about what's going on at Super Microcomputer, because this stock is now down 32 to 33% here in the pre-market. Take a look what they just filed. They just filed this 8K. And if we scroll down to it, take a look at this. What is this? This is about 5-6 days ago here. Ernst & Young, this is an auditor, this is a big deal, sent the members of the audit committee a letter of resignation. Okay, that's bad. That's not good at all. So first of all, an audit committee, understand what that means for a moment. When a company is public, you generally have a board of directors, and they elect, or appoint a CEO and the executive staff. The board of directors works for the shareholders, the owner of the company. The company's got to go operate. The board represents the shareholder interests. And then they'll actually create usually an independent audit committee that's separate from these individuals. And when an auditor has questions about the company, rather than the auditor talking to the CEO or talking to the board, they talk to the audit committee. So just so you know what an audit committee is. An audit committee is at the actual company. And apparently this auditor, which I'm pretty sure they were just retained, quit, which is crazy because, like, I don't know, things got to be bad for an auditor to quit. The company has begun the process of identifying a successor for a registered public accounting firm. The company will authorize Ernst & Young to respond fully to inquiries of the successor once selected. The company does not currently expect that the resolution of any matters raised by Ernst & Young or considered by the special committee as noted below, okay, I want to see this, will result in any restatements. So it doesn't, they're basically saying, hey, we don't think any prior financials are bad. This is what they're saying. Although obviously Ernst & Young could be of a different mindset there, right? So this is, keep in mind, that's a statement from this company. I'd like to change the color of that text, but this is Adobe just being trash, as usual. Oh my gosh, this freaking software is just complete trash. Oh, okay, we'll keep going here. Doesn't even let me highlight right now. There we go. All right, so can I change the color now? Nope, still can't. All right, whatever. Ernst Young was engaged. Okay, so they were actually engaged in March of 2023. Interesting. So they've actually been here for a while, so they're not a new auditor. And they were hired to perform an audit for the company for their fiscal year ending this summer. It has not issued any report yet. Okay, got it. So this would have been the first report. So let's write this down. This would have been their first report for fiscal year ending June 30, 2024. I'm just going to delete this because this app sucks. There we go. And they've been working. I mean, it's not like they quit. And I think this is probably the bigger concern. It's not like they just quit. Oh, I hate this app so much. It's not like they just quit after, opening the books for like a month. EY has been working with this firm for 18, 19 months. That's crazy, since they were retained over here on March 15th, 2023. Okay. Let's see here. They resigned while conducting the audit, the first audit. Ernst Young communicated to the audit committee concerns about several matters relating to governance, transparency, and the completeness of communications. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Concerns over comms to auditors and governance. That's not good. Internal controls. That's also bad. Like, when the one thing that destroys businesses is bad accounting. Like, you've got to have good accounting at businesses. In response, the board appointed an independent special committee, okay, to review matters. The special committee engaged a forensic accounting firm to perform an investigation. Wow. Okay, so they made not just an audit committee, but then a special committee. Okay, so special committee hired a forensic accountant to fix stuff. Oh, jeez. Okay. After receiving additional information, EY informed the special committee that the additional information EY received raised questions about whether the company demonstrates a commitment to integrity and ethical values. Wow. Results of forensic work equal, do you have ethics? Oh my gosh, terrible. Okay. In the resignation letter, EY said, "We are resigning due to the information that has recently come to our attention, which has led us to no longer be able to rely on the management's and audit committee's representations." Wow. That's crazy. That's scary. For an auditor to bow out. Let's see here. Okay. These are some more generic disclosures. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I would say this is just something that, like, what happens with something like this is you kill trust, right? And remember what I've been saying about this company. This is a company that tells us they're a huge AI beneficiary. But my suspicion, or my susness, if you will, on them has been they probably lose bigly on AI servers and make money on non-AI servers. And they sort of use these as loss leaders. And I've been sussed out in earnings calls before. I'm not saying, like, they're frauds or whatever, right? I've just been sus over AI margins, which have sort of been implied to either be very low, or negative. And it's possible that EY is going in there going, you guys are not profitable at all on these AI server racks. You're just basically trying to pump the stock with this AI trade, and you're lying to people. And here we are trying to, reconstruct accounting data with forensic evidence to show, like, what are y'all actually doing? Like, where do y'all actually make money? And y'all can't even give us straight answers, which makes us question your ethics. This is pretty bad. So I always find this very interesting. And the stock at the moment is down 31%, which I know there's always a temptation to say, oh, buy the dip when you get big drops like this. But an auditor resigning after working with a company for 19 months, and my suspicions that the company has been lying to us about AI margins from the get-go anyway, to me, I can't touch this with a 10-foot pole. This is like this is maybe getting a good deal on a bad company, right? It's sort of like Warren Buffett's quote. Would you rather have a good deal on a great company or a great deal on a bad company? He says, always take a good deal on a great company. Don't go anywhere near, bad companies or mediocre companies or whatever. I probably butchered his quote, but this is shocking. And I don't know that this really carries over to the broader AI market. I mean, obviously, it comes a day after AMD is, dropping 7.88%. But, I mean, it's really just going back to where it was a couple weeks ago. Well, and so we'll see how it goes when the market actually opens here. But when you look at stuff like this, it shows you how tempting and provocative or seductive it could be to say you're making all this money from AI, and then you're actually just lying, but you're getting rich through stock. I mean, look, the valuation of Supermicro has gone from like $100 up like 10x, and then it's just collapsed. This collapse is not a surprise because, in my opinion, I've always stayed away from this company. I just thought it was a low margin business, and they sussed me out on their AI margins. I had never thought they made money. And now that you have an auditor quitting after 19 months, it's all the red flag I need to look at this and go, I ain't going anywhere near it. Now, am I going to short it? No, because and then you go short it, and then it's up 10% on just a rebound. It takes too long to actually play out. But a company like that could end up going bankrupt. All right, let's get the bell.
A drug company, and you're trying to reach people who have Crohn's disease. Well, you can go put out some ad that 8% of the people have Crohn's and 92 don't. Or you can go to the Crohn's disease vertical. I mean, holy cow, this is the holy grail. If I were Meta, if I were Zuckerberg, who's jealous of no one, I may actually turn to the person next to me and say, wow, Humphrey's better than I thought. Highest compliment imaginable. Better than I thought.
That is going to be an all-time high for Reddit at the open. Here's the opening bell and the CNBC real-time exchange at the big board today. It's the
Yeah, I know a lot of people are talking about Dell because Dell is up 7% on this news. Dell, keep in mind, Dell's valuation is based on 2% of their business turning into 4% of their business, and the stock like doubles. The valuation is ludicrous. Somebody here says, super microcomputers in every data center, they will be fine. I don't think you understand how easily replaceable this like server rack installation business is. There are endless businesses that would love to take that from Supermicro. That's why Dell is up. Now, I still think the Dell valuation is insane, because like even if Dell takes over all of Supermicro's business, they're still taking over a money-losing business, or you know, a business that doesn't make a lot of money. So it's still not interesting to me. Yeah, I mean, these are, I think, things to pay attention to. You know, just, oh, it's in every data center. Who cares? And once the racks are built, then what? It's not like your iPhone refreshing a server rack every year. Once they build it out, you're done. So say Dell goes in and helps finish out another, you know, I don't know, 10 AI factories, you know, whatever. And then you're done because AI flatlines for a while, which I highly anticipate that it will. What racks are you going to build? You're going to normalize, and then all of a sudden you're going to go, dang, it's back to 2% of Dell's business. And then the valuation has to normalize. It's kooky. So, no, I don't touch server racks. That's not interesting to me. No pricing power. Okay. Tesla gaining the lead here. Let's go.
Gain the lead.
So Tesla was negative here in the AM. In my opinion, you really got to get above 260. I think is really important. And you got to stay above 260. It's a big line. And you've got a little bit of a rejection right here at our 260-69 line. So let's keep an eye on that. Then let's go take a peek at AM Dizzle. AM Dizzle down 9%. Wow. So getting a little bit of an aggressive movement to the downside. Not ideal for AMD. I don't know if it's amplified by what's going on at Supermicro. Probably not. But it's pretty wild. So then you've got, let's see here. Here's Supermicro. See, even Dell, I don't know. I mean, it had some enthusiasm there at the open, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. It makes sense to me why people are making the Dell trade, as they're probably like, all right, well, I'm in Supermicro for my chip racks. Okay, okay, that trade's not gonna work. Okay, I'll move it to Dell. Yeah, fundamentally not interested in that. No thanks. Yeah, I know a lot of folks like this sort of trade based on, you know, momentum and all that. I'm more of a long-term fundy kind of play. All right. Let's see. There we go. Okay. All right. So, yeah, Dell's giving up a little bit. You know, Enphase still giving up. One of the tough things about Enphase really is you know, the tax credits from the Inflation Reduction Act, they're huge. You really want to manufacture in the United States to get these Inflation Reduction Act credits. Problem is, manufacturing is so tight right now. It's so expensive to invest in solar because rates are high, and the Inflation Reduction Act credits may go away. So you have this like triple whammy going on with Enphase right now. The triple whammy is, again, manufacturing in the United States is expensive. The Inflation Reduction Act credits to manufacture in the United States may go away. And solar is more expensive when rates are high. And guess what? After the Fed cut 50, rates went up. So, you know, it just sucks. It's a very, very challenging environment. So, almost down 10% now on AMD. Dell is bleeding out on its little pre-market gain there. Not a terrible surprise to me. Super microcomputer 32. I mean, what happens next at companies like this is you start getting layoffs. Companies stop using their products. They start calling different companies. And that's how we potentially start leading to BKs. Reddit is memeing. This is pretty remarkable. I will say the Reddit numbers were very, very good. I'm not a fan of Reddit. I don't really know where they're squeezing the revenue out of, but they're doing very well. Their revenue per user is great. Like how they make $5.88 per quarter, I have absolutely no idea. I don't know who's buying stuff off Reddit. I don't imagine people spending money on those little badges and the vanity stuff is enough to make the amount of money that they are. But somehow they're making a lot of money. And you know what? I'm just going to say good for them. What I will do is I will go to their... Let me see if I can go to their investor relations page. And let me see if I can find out how they say they make money. So in order to do that, I would need either their S1 or their 10K. I don't think we have a 10K yet. We do not. Okay, so that means we need a registration statement, which would be their S1. And that's right here. So what I really want is to understand where their revenue comes from. Oh gosh, I gotta get through all that crap. Okay, here we go. Revenue. Oh, here we go. Okay, seasonality, international expansion, monetization. There it is. We started selling advertisements on Reddit in 2006. We began more meaningfully expanding our ad business in 2018. We built an advertising business focused on US, mid-sized to small advertisers. We believe there's significant opportunity to increase revenue from existing customers and attract advertisers. That much money through ads? Are you serious? I mean, that's actually pretty impressive that they can pull it off. Providing users and creators the requisite tools and incentives to drive continued creation, improvement, and commerce. Early stages of monetizing data licensing. The AI license. Oh, wait a second. Hold on a second. In January 2024, we entered certain data licensing arrangements with aggregate contract values of $203 million, ranging from 2 to 3 years. We expect a minimum of $66.4 million in revenue to be recognized during this year, the remaining afterwards. Okay, that's a risky business for me. That's risky. Dude, first of all, okay, I'm going to sound like an asshole for saying this, okay? I pity the AI that's trained on Reddit data, okay? I'm just going to say it. This is insane. Okay, first of all, that's bad. Second of all, I was sus that advertising makes their big money. Are this sustainable? So LLMs are AI bubbling them. Let me see if I can find segments. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Let me go to their last. Actually, I could probably find it in this one. Let me type in segment. Segment. Okay. Advertisers. Segments. We have determined we have a single operating segment. Of course you do. Of course you're not going to segment it out, you knuckleheads. Of course you refuse to tell me. Okay. Well, I'll go to the last quarterly report just to suss that out. Let's see here. Segment. Oh, by the way, quick warning. I haven't made the video on it yet, but we may end up having to close the offering at House Hack sooner than expected. I'm making a new video to explain that. It's really good for the company, and it's a little bit out of our control, but I just wanted to give you a heads up of that. And what reminded me to mention that is I just saw somebody, thank you, by the way, for this. I'll keep your name private, but somebody just invested 150K. So welcome aboard. Okay, so segment. Okay, here we go. Okay, now they're disaggregating. Okay, this is fair. Segment reporting disclosure. So in their S1, they didn't separate it out, but now they are. So in the last 3 months, well, I mean, I have to give it to them. That's mostly advertising, and it's mostly US. Gotta give it to them. I don't know how they exploded their advertising revenue like that. Please don't tell me you're including LLM revenue and other revenue. Advertising revenue. Primarily increase driven by impressions, offset by a decrease in pricing. So more impressions, but decrease in pricing. Okay, got it. These are disclosures. What about the licensing? Is that under other revenue? Licensing and exclusive. Okay. Yeah, no, they're only looking at about 30 mil there in terms of licensing right now. That's mostly advertising. That's crazy. That's very impressive. And they actually have net income, which they were expected to still be losing money. But they bumped their R&D. They bumped all of their expenses. Their top line revenues just exploded. That's actually pretty good, man. Traffic to app, then juiced ad spots on the app. Yeah. Kevin, my wife received 130K income from a real estate deal that her parents had interest in. The way the deal was structured makes this money income. What should we do to avoid a large tax bill? Hire Stock Hack to help you figure it out. Yeah, that's we're gonna, by the way, update the way we're showing what we have on Stock Hack, because we have, like, licensed CPA and on board. So we're gonna revise how we pitch it, because we work with them all the time with our clients. That's some of the biggest stuff that we solve with clients on a regular basis are tax issues that we're trying to help people strategize around, from the point of view of a financial advisor. And then again, we have an in-house CPA. But yeah, that's interesting. And the challenging thing for you too is, if you just got that funding, it just happened. You got 2 months left in the year, so you're kind of running out of time. So you got to offset it, especially since it's likely, capital gain. What can you do in terms of either tax harvesting, other real estate investments, to accelerate depreciation? Maybe you could pull off another real estate acquisition. That's going to take some talking to a CPA to really figure that out, which we have. I'm curious myself. I've talked to them about it too. So let's see here. Non-accredited for house hack. Eventually. We'll see. So, but we're working on it. Okay. All right, let's just keep going. What's going on over here? All right, so, oh boy, AMD is down 9.6 now. Yeah, Dell's given up its, phony run. Supermicro's trash. Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Reddit's advertising. I'm gonna give it Does anyone know if Kevin's financial services include tax advice? Let's just say yes, because like I said, we have we're not going to do your taxes for you, so I want to be clear about that. So let's say it includes tax advice from a CPA from the point of view of financial advisory services, like tax planning and stuff like that, right? But we're not like doing your tax returns and stuff. Okay, let's go to trends.google.com. So let me look at Reddit quickly. So Reddit on the trends for the past decade or more, 2 decades. Oh, well, I mean, people keep using Reddit. Wow, I didn't know this. Does anybody here use Reddit? Can I run a poll and see if you all use Reddit? I don't know. Like, I feel like this is going to be a younger cohort, and so maybe that's not, the same group of folks who are watching here. Like, I never use it, and I don't want to use it. But maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm like, I don't know. Let me ask. Do you use Reddit? Yes. No. I'm gonna say, do you regularly use Reddit? Okay. I ran the poll, so let me know what you say. Okay. So let's see what else is going on here. Snapchat's up 12%. That's pretty impressive. Chipotle's down 7%. The valuation's crazy. Dude, that cheesecake pump, though, absolutely wild. Look at that, 13% on cheesecake. Especially with how the restaurant industry has just been whacked. Pretty impressive. Cheesecake. I'm trying to see. Can increase sales margins. One sec. Okay. Yeah, the cheesecake earnings were good. Okay, so all right. Well, of the people who voted so far, 750 of you, actually 54% of you use Reddit. So that's kind of interesting. Did not know that. Very good. Okay, so what else do we got here? Then we've got, oh, look at this, Nvidia. Nvidia's recovering. It's recovering, yet it's still down 2%. Every time I look at Chipotle stock, I get hungry. Caesars is down 6%. Google's up 6%. Oh, Tesla went down again. How interesting. Okay. What do we have here? Okay, Bitcoin dropping a little bit back down towards that 71.2 line. It's not there yet. Oh, wow. DJT's down 8% and the Qs are down 0.5%. Wonder why. Sort of just a little bit of a give back after a bit of the runs we've had, huh? I don't generally like to think about having the runs. Huh. Google, yeah, Google is doing well. We covered their earnings yesterday. Their earnings were actually just fantastic. Really, really good. Yeah, just a lot of red right now. End phase. Trying to recover a little bit. Yeah, still trying to recover a bit too there on AMD. But struggling to really fully recover on NVIDIA. And then even Apple's down a little bit here. SoFi, SoFi gets a 5% boost. That's nice. Even though you had a big hit there yesterday. It's recovering nicely. Okay, Wing had a big miss and it's down 20%. Is that true? I absolutely despise Wingstop. I think their valuation is... Oh, gosh, it has finally happened. It has finally happened. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. You know, I try not to be a bear without reason. I look at fundamentals and I'm like, this is like stupid, idiotic, insane. It's how I felt about Supermicro. I've never been bullish on that. Always been a bear on it. And it's how I feel about Wingstop. And so I could not be happier to see this because I hate Wingstop. Maybe the local store that I go to sucks. And I've only gone there once because it sucked so badly. I've never gone back, but then their valuation is insane. Like, I would rather go all in on Reddit than I'd have $1 in Wingstop. That's how I feel. So, Andre's asking, can you comment on the ADP and GDP reports? Well, if you go to the Meet Kevin main channel, you'll see my full video on those, as I've already posted a video on this. Something to keep in mind, the algo, because I took like 2 or 3 weeks off or whatever it was, you're not going to see all my videos, so you kind of have to like look for them, at least for the time being. Sorry about that. And if you want, you could download, I think, did we fix it? So just know you have to look for it. That's normal. They'll start popping up again once we get, a few weeks into doing this again. Oh yeah, you could download the Meet Kevin app in the Apple App Store, and then you'll get all the notifications for all videos if you want them. So go download the Meet Kevin app in the App Store. All right, let's go take a look at... this is for Jack. What's a snake's favorite subject? His story. Oh, history. Oh, his story. Nice. All right, so... let's do... what am I going to do? Wingstop, investor relations. Let's see what happened here. Supermicro is recovering a little bit from a 33% decline to about 28. Again, like fundamentally, long term, wouldn't touch it. But again, I wouldn't short it because it could bounce. Because people always give these the benefit of the doubt and they kind of like buy the dip for a bounce. You could do that. Like if I was gonna play it, I'd buy like short-term calls on a bounce, but I'd never touch it with a 10-foot pull fundamentally. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So, Wingstop. Oh, thank you for saying you loved the last video there. Yeah, we spent an hour together just kind of doing politics and stuff like that. Will you consider doing like a 20 minutes a day on Reddit if it comes over 50%? Yeah. I like if people want me to troll Reddit, sure. We can do that. But I like just like look for stuff on there, or what are you gonna send me stuff in Discord? I don't mind reacting to stuff. All right, so let's go to the Wingstop piece. Okay, so our third quarter results demonstrated the staying power of our multi-year strategies. We opened a record 106 net new units in the third quarter, 17% growth. So did they just miss forecasts? I will find out. Let me look at their forecast. What happened? Wingstop. Okay. So Wingstop, they said total domestic comp growth 20.9%. The estimate was 20.2. I mean that's a beat. Reiterates guidance. Okay. SG&A expense a little more than expected. Adjusted EPS misses 88 cents versus 96. That's it. They just fell because EPS fell. Got it. So it was a margin concern. Okay, let's see what happened. Advertising fee, advertising up. Company-owned restaurant sales, royalty and franchise. Wow. I actually do make a lot of money. Cost of sales, advertising expenses, advertising fees. This is what they're collecting as income. Got it. And then they're using that to promote the brand. Got it. That's the franchise model. Net income comes in at 25 mil, 88 cents of EPS. So what was their operating income? Operating margin was 40 versus the 162 of revenue. So 39,818 divided by 162,498, 24.5, 19. I mean, that's better margin than they used to have. So you have margin improvement. It's just miss on expectations. I guess that's just what happens when you have a high valuation and then you just slightly miss. You just get punished. You know, when expectations are high. Ooh, Super Micro just got halted. I think it's like ripping. What, like right after I say buy calls? I didn't buy any calls. But yeah, it just got halted on the upside here. It's only down 24% right now. It's do not hold it long term, not financial advice. But a call could be entertaining. Okay, so still 9% on AMD. Reddit's crushing it. Snapchat's doing really well too. 14% on Cheesecake. Wow. Oh, Nvidia's recovered a bit. Okay. Okay, good. Tesla 70. SoFi still 5%. Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin bounced a little bit too. Almost on my line there. Huh. Incredible. And MicroStrategy's coming down a little bit. Coming back to earth a little. It's all right. Okay. Very well. Alrighty. Zaddy says incorporate eHack into MK. Oh, thank you for that. That's an interesting idea. All right, sweet, cool. Well, I think that's what I've got for today, and we're gonna hop on over to the course member live stream. So we'll see y'all in the course member live stream. Thank you so much for being here. We've got we've got a coupon expiring this Friday, so if you want to be part of the courses. Soft pitch there. Buy once, you get lifetime access forever. I got some fundamental analysis to do with everyone this morning, so let's go do some. See y'all there. Goodbye. Good luck.